Alrighty, welcome to Unit 2 of Math 10-3, and we are going to be talking about using measurements. So the last unit was all about, well, essentially what the measurements were, different measurement units, and converting between them. This unit will be taking that one step further and talking about how we can use them. Also, we are going to power through this unit, meaning we are not going to take a lot of time. So I've got a quick little schedule for you. There are 9 lessons, 2 assignments, and 1 test. So, giving yourself a lesson per day, 1 day per assignment, 1 day for the test, and 1 review day, you should be able to do this in 13 days. Hopefully sooner if you do some of this for homework. So let's dive into the actual lesson. Alright, so lesson 2.1, so the first lesson of this unit, we are talking about estimating distances and perimeter. So whenever we're estimating, we are going to talk about reference. So what a referent is a concrete item used to estimate measurements. All right, a concrete item. Item used to estimate distances. Sorry, not to estimate distances, to estimate measurements. All right, so there are many examples for this. My personal favorite part of me is my foot. All right, one of my shoes is approximately equal to 1 foot. Right, and this sign here, that means approximately equal to. So what I want, just to help you out with coming up with your own reference instead of just, using one of my shoes, I want you to use a tape measure and mark off on this piece of paper the following lengths. So how long is 1 inch? How long is 1 centimeter? And how long is 1 millimeter? All right, so grab a tape measure and go ahead and do that. Then we're going to fill out the following chart. So this is a chart we're going to use for a reference. I'm going to give you some examples. I want you to come up with one of your own for each one of these for these measurements. So a millimeter, that's really, really little. So that about is how thick a dime is. So the thickness of a dime. Right? So not the full distance across, but how thick it is if it was on edge. A centimeter, I like to use body parts, all right? So a centimeter is about how wide your pinky finger is, all right? So your pinky finger is about 1 centimeter. For an inch, like I said, I like using body parts, is about a thumb width. So that's not spelled even remotely correctly. All right, a thumb width. A foot, like I said, is 1 pod shoe. And a meter is approximately, depending on how tall you are, when I use my leg. All right, or if I'm doing a distance, I use one good sized step. Right, these are all reference. So I want you to come up with something that is about the same size as each one of these units. So you should have something different or you should have another thing for each section of this chart. All right, so go ahead and pause it and finish that chart. So now that you have a bunch of reference, you can use mine or yours or whatever, and you can use whatever unit you want. I want you to measure the following things. So the width of a table, the height of a table, the length of a guitar neck, and the length of a popsicle stick. So you can use millimeters, centimeters, inches, feet, meters, whatever works for you, but you're not using a tape measure. You are using your reference, these concrete items. You're going to use them to help you estimate. All right, so you're going to estimate. All right, so go ahead and pause it and get going with that measuring. All right, so now that you're comfortable with measuring and estimating, we're going to talk about perimeter, which is kind of the second most basic way to measure something. So just as a reminder, what perimeter is the distance around. So depending on what the shape is, it is just the distance completely around said shape. All right, so it depends on how many sides you have, and it depends on what shape the sides are. It's just that distance around. So how do we calculate it? I really don't have a nice formula for you. It's going to be perimeter equals add up all the sides. All right, so add up all side lengths. And just as a reminder, everything needs to be in the same unit. So we talked about this last unit. When you're doing your math, make sure everything's in the same unit. So for instance, if I have a triangle, I'm going to use this triangle. If this is 10 centimeters, this is 0.2 meters, and this is 0.003 kilometers. You're going to want to have these all in the same unit. All right, so instead of 0.2 meters, you could say that is 20 centimeters. Instead of 0.003 kilometers, you could say that is 300 meters. Wait, that's not 300 meters. I lied. Right, yeah, no, that's not 300 meters. That is, silly me. That is 3 meters. But you want it all in the same unit, so you would say that is 30 centimeters. Right, you can go through and do your skeleton equations to do that, but then you would use these three numbers to calculate your perimeter. Anyway, let's do a couple quick examples. All right, example number 1. Maxine is planning a rectangular patio for her backyard. She has room for a patio that measures 15 feet long by 12 feet wide. All right, let's just stop there and draw this patio real quick. So she said it is a rectangle, and it is 15 feet long by 12 feet wide. So 15 feet long and 12 feet wide. Maxine has decided that the patio will be built using interlocking bricks, but she wants a wooden frame around the perimeter. What is the total length of framing Maxine will need? So we are looking for how much wood will she need if she's building a frame along the outside. So because this is a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal length. So you're just going to add up all the sides. So perimeter equals, in this case, I have 15 plus 15 plus 12 plus 12. So 15 plus 15 is 30. 12 plus 12 is 24. 30 plus 24 is 54 feet. Right. And another way you could do this, instead of having all that addition, you could say that perimeter equals, well, I have two sides at 15, so two 15-foot sides plus two 12-foot sides. 2 times 15. Whenever we don't have any symbol, that means multiply. So 2 times 15 is 30. 2 times 24, 2 times 12 is 24. And we're at the same spot. 30 plus 24 is 54 feet. All right, and that's our answer. So whichever way works for you. Another example. A triangular flower bed is 12 foot by 12 foot by 5 foot by 14 feet. Luke wants to put a decorative border around the flower bed. What length should this decorative border be? So it is a triangle. I'll just draw it freehand because I'm super good at drawing. All right, so it's 12 feet by 5 feet by 14. All right, we're just going to assume that that's a perfect triangle. All right, so 12 foot, 5 foot, and 14 foot. So we're just trying to figure out the perimeter again, so we're going to add up all the sides. All right, so that's 12 foot plus 14 foot plus 5 foot. 12 plus 14 is 26, plus 5 is 31 feet. I think. If I messed up with my adding, flag me down and correct me. But I think that looks good. So what I want you to do now is you have a ton of self-check questions talking about perimeter and perhaps about estimating. Go ahead and do these and then go on to the next video. Ask me if you have questions. Thank you.